All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another part of Super Play Action Football, and we're reading the Super Play Action Press, which is from Nintendo Federated News. Oh, Nintendo Football News. Man, I'm a dumbass. I was hoping it would be Triple N, Nintendo Network News, but it's Nintendo Football News. Week 3 coming up. I can't remember who the hell we're going to play, but we'll do without our defensive lineman because he broke his big toe. Hot. I didn't look. Oh, Flo Rida. Okay, I think. Are we playing at our place? No. Yeah, we are. What, the last game were we the visitor? Because we were in our whites. Whatever, I don't care. Okay, wind is light. And what else? Crosswind, alright. And that's a very nice stadium. Playing at the Orange Bowl, baby. Oh, okay, so see, we are in our visitor uniforms, even though we're playing at home. And they're in their home uniforms. Because I thought generally you play in your whites when you are the home team. Whatever. All right, it's heads. What do you want to do? You want to receive. I want you to receive. Playing against the Gators. And yeah, once again, I was so ready because this is right after the last one. I was so ready to play that I made sure to not take the time to bring up the team roster. So very sorry about that. Folks, so I won't be calling anybody anything other than Lamar Thomas and Gino Torretta. Number 13, Gino Torretta. Poor guy. Wasn't able to make the real cash money. I don't know what he ever did. I mean, he was he got, I can't remember what team he was drafted by, but after he was drafted, he did a whole lot of nothing. I think he was the Vikings. Yeah, he's the Vikings. Minnesota. And he was a backup, and I think he retired shortly thereafter. He was cut or released, and that was the end of him for pro football. That's really got to suck for youth there. I know they've covered it extensively in the 30 for 30s. That was a respectable run there. In the 30 for 30s, how, pro sportsmen, a lot of times, they go from teenager who went to college, on a scholarship or whatever, maybe from a impoverished background who really didn't know what to do with millions of dollars in cash, and then just kind of blew it all because they didn't know what to do with he's going out of the gun. Oh, you sneaky Pete. All right, sneaky Pete style offense here. That's what you get for being a sneaky Pete, although I would have rather intercepted that. Actually, I might be better at catching the ball that wise. So maybe that's what I should be trying to do here. Or maybe it's because the wind is lighter. Or maybe, that's only one time and it's really too early to be finding any patterns in my ability to block and or intercept passes. But anyway, the Florida Gators, definitely one of the better teams, which is why I put them on the schedule, because strength of schedule does matter as far as your rankings go. We're able to stuff him, and hopefully that brings about a punt, which is my favorite part of the game. It will get harder, actually. I think when I was playing the NFL mode, I actually had a harder time, or maybe I was not able to block a lot of punts. But the last thing I want to do is be returning any punts. So we're going to go ahead and block these punts here. Switch my boy. And he's got an open path. Boop. Blockity dockety. Oh, get him. Thankfully. All right. Yeah, you see that punt kicker was about to recover the punt. And that would have been a problem for me. Because the last thing I want to do is play any offense, for Pete's sake. I'm so bad at it. Throwing INTs and, blown runs and just like all kinds of just foolishness, tomfoolery, which is not needed. Falderall. Yeah, let's say Falderall. As Colonel Sherman Potter was fond of saying, or said once to Sergeant Rizzo, considering his driving class that he had to attend because of his ticket he got. And he said, he's tired of all this Falderall. And Sergeant Rizzo said, there's no place in this man's army for Falderall. And after saying that, he changed Colonel Potter's score on his driving test. However, Colonel Potter could not be buttered up. He proved incorruptible. Not almost. I mean, he took kind of the bullshit driving test pass right there. And he hit a bunch of chicken coops or something like that. Boxes never have the right way. Boxes never have the right of way. which was the worst bunch of malarkey that Colonel Potter had ever heard. But it was good enough, and that was the end of that. All right. Let's go. Okay, look at that. Rolls out. Man, a quarterback is fast. He's fast, but luckily he's still eminently blockable. I was lucky. I was happy he did not take off because I thought he was going to take off on the old QB sneaky. But he did not, which was music to my ears. And that doesn't make sense because that doesn't make a sound. I guess if he made a sound of not QB sneaking. What does not QB sneaking sound like? That's a Zen question right there. That's like one hand clapping, right? Gosh darn it. Oh, I thought I had this turkey. Ugh. And did you like my unsuccessful tackle on the guy who was going like no miles per hour at that point? He was at a walking speed, possibly a light trot. Well, I very much enjoyed it. All right, well, let's continue defending. Oh, I thought it was a Hoondoff. Oh, that's going to hurt. Maybe. Yes. Yes. That's still a 20-yard gain. It's not great. It's not great at all, boys. Not great at all. But that's all right. Keep defending. I need a good score here. Oh, he's going out of the gun. Going out of the gun here. All right. It is not a fake gun, like a draw or anything like that. Yes! Love that sound. Love that sound. What I don't love is we're on our own 27, which means I have to actually play offense, which I'm not a fan of. I don't want to do, but I will do for the sake of the Hulkamaniacs. So let's go. All right. I'm going to try the tornado option, which that is not what the British fighter jet is called. It's actually tornado. It's not tornado. Woof! And they're going to play up. I don't know why they would choose to do that, because that's kind of suicide. But it's shit for me, because, yeah, it makes it tough. But actually, it's going to turn out real well. So anyway, it was shit for me in that I was a little scared. I was really scared. I was frightened of the pass rush, but I was able to avoid it. Yeah, maybe I could go yard on this one. If I can, if I get it, jump. Ah, yes, 72 yards. And go yard is not the proper term. I know that's a baseball term. I'm not like a sports guy. Like I said, I stopped watching sports in the early 90s because, well, the mid 90s. I would say the mid 90s. That was my cutoff. Because I just lost interest in it. I didn't really give a crap anymore. And it's just, and once you lose the script, you know what I mean? Once you lose the script, I mean, it's real hard to get back in because it's kind of like professional wrestling. I know I talk a lot about it. That's one sport I do watch, professional wrestling. If you want to call it a sport, I call it a sport. I love wrestling. As more of a performance art, you might say, but I don't want to make that sound like I'm insulting anyone because I'm not. But what the hell am I talking about here? Yes. All right. So I kind of lost the script. So there were no teams or players for me to get behind anymore. I was a Dolphins fan as a kid. I would go ahead and say that I was a Niners fan too. Not from either of those places. I'm from a far shittier place than either San Francisco or Miami. That would be sweet to have grown up there. That did not happen. I did not see an ocean until quite late in my childhood there. But in any case, what the hell was I talking about? So, where was I going with any of that? Oh, yeah. Yeah, just, after a few years of, disinterest or whatever, all the players you used to like, they're all retired. All your heroes are gone. Like Dan Marino and Joe Montana were two of my, big heroes. But, obviously the story of Montana, the story of Montana is not tragic. That sucked. That was a tragic play. The story of Montana is not tragic. The story of Marino is not tragic either. I mean, when you really look at it, you're like, oh, he was awesome. He should have got a Super Bowl ring. Yes, but he was paid millions of dollars a year and adulated receive the adulation, receive the accolades of so many people, and is considered one of the greatest of all time for playing a children's game. You know what I mean? So you can't really say like, oh, that poor guy, my eye. That was a scary pass because just like the same principle, the short pass and the short pass, right? It's the same deal. I don't want to play Mr. Uppy Uppy, but I will play the outside linebacker blitz here, 3rd down and inches. So I imagine they're gonna run. So I'll like play up a bit and see what he does. That's kind of cool because you can adjust before the play. Oh, yeah. I didn't blow that tackle, but I got blocked and didn't make the tackle. In any case, all right. How much time is there left in this second quarter? The timer isn't up on the screen as much as I would like for me to keep track of that. So let me complain about that. But it's not that big of a deal. All right. So what do we got going now? All right. He is back to pass. Oh, is he going to dump it out to the side? No. Oh, I got lots of defenders there. Wow, and I didn't even make that one because I wasn't able to select the correct man for the job. Wow, he's real slow. He's probably going to speed up, though, as he comes after me. This could be a pick six type situation. Hey, could go all the way, and indeed he does. Wow, I didn't even have to dive. I didn't have to use any sprint power. 48 yards. Damn. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Okay. Well, thank you very much. Miami, Florida appreciates your throw. And that wasn't even my interception, like I said. I wasn't able to adjust to the right guy to get him there. But the guy he threw it to, he was in double coverage. I mean, it was a pretty crappy pass. Pretty crappy guy to throw to there. If you're going to throw it to anybody. I didn't know how the rest of them were looking. I guess it was dependent on, maybe it was dependent on the way he rolled out. Since he rolled out that way. I don't know if the computer's capable of throwing cross field, but in this game it's a terrible idea. Because the trajectory of the throws isn't enough to get it over the defensive line if you're throwing across the field. It just doesn't go up that quickly. The ball does not rise that quickly. And therefore, if you're going to pass to the right side, you need to roll right. If you're going to pass left, you need to roll left. That's just the long and short of it. All right, let's continue to move our little red bodies down the field. There we go. Got him. Sweet, sassy molassy. The continuation continues, and we are going to go to our nice, safe, and warm womb-style defense here with our 4 safeties. Well, it's not really, it's 2 safeties and 2 cornerbacks. But this playing as deep as a safety. Like I said, I don't know the finer points of this. I did not play the high school football because I did not grow to significant enough of a size. I was in pretty good shape, but definitely did not have the football body. Certainly, could have been a place kicker had I known how to kick. Anything else would have been unsuitable, not suitable. So I don't know some of these finer points here. And feel free to correct me if I'm wrong about anything concerning different ways things are played. But my understanding of a cornerback is he's there. He kind of meets the wide receiver, as he comes out. Whereas the 2 safeties will help out with coverage, but also they will guard against the long plays there. I'm sure this is a whoa! Razzle dazzle reverse. But yeah, those plays are retarded. And I probably shouldn't use retarded like that. But they're dumb. That reverse, that was a wide receiver reverse. It was it was all in the backfield. But they just don't work in this game. Because the blocking does not work well enough. Oh, shit on a shingle. I'm in a lot of trouble because they're going to go for it. Crap. And he's going to throw, and there's no coverage. And he caught it. And we are in a lot of trouble. Well, not in all the trouble. Oh, now we're in all the trouble. Okay. I was hesitant to do a dive tackle there. Very hesitant to do a dive tackle. Because Why was I hesitant to do a dive tackle? Yeah, because if I miss him, I miss him. I'd rather stay on my feet. I'd rather stay on my feet for that. So it was too bad they tried that. They got away with it. I was hoping they'd punt it. But again, I guess I probably should have thought about it. There we go. Will that be a pick six? Most likely not, because that's a lot of yards to cover. And they've got like a nice little wolf pack coming after me right now. Yeah. I'm going to try for the ridiculously long pass, as Homer might have called it, the groin-grabbingly long pass, which is a pretty good, that's a pretty good adverb. I almost said adjective, but it ends in ly. And then it explains how you did something. You did something in a manner which evokes the grabbing of private parts, specifically the groin, which I think is the private part. I guess you could say boob grabbingly, because the boobs are considered to be a private part. Has anybody ever thought about that? Why, female breasts are considered to be taboo, but male breasts are cool. Like I can walk around with my shirt off, nobody gives a crap. But if wifey did the same thing, people would, complain. Or even if she breastfed in public, people would have a problem with that. I wonder why that is. Like when that social moray kind of came into force. I'm getting awfully, what's the word for it? I'm getting awfully philosophical for playing a football game from 1992, from playing super play action football. Yeah. But, whatever. There's not a lot to talk about with this game. And it's not like this game is a close game at this point. It was a nice pass reception, but I meant to throw it to the center guy, by the way. I just, control-wise, it didn't work out. Wow, my blocking really didn't pick that up too well as I had 20 guys after me. All right, we'll do the old pitch out. We're going to make it real easy here. All right. Continue on our path. Pitch out. Yeah, like I said, you want to be careful with that pitch out because if you do it too late or if you do it in too much of a silly fashion. Oh, man. Whoa, he's to the 50. He's not going to go much further because I got every member of their team on me now. But 34-yard run, and the speed, of course, decreases. These guys' 40-yard time must be pretty bad since... All right. Must be pretty bad because they lose it after about 30. Completely lose it. I mean, they're just, as they say in the rest of the business, they're gassed. Shit, over the middle is probably the best way to go with this one, so that's what we're going to do. Let's try to keep this guy. Yes! All right, and we gave him the old stiff arm, and he can't catch us no way, no how. Although he is going to try to tackle us after we get in the end zone, which, that would be most certainly a personal foul late hit. So this game's going pretty well. We've got to get that number one spot away from Texas of Austin. Unfortunately, I don't play Texas of Austin. Who would that be? That would be just the University of Texas, right? The Longhorns there? I think that would be it because I think they are in the state's capital. I don't think of them as being... Yeah, I guess they're pretty good, but I don't know if they were really in contention for the national title this year. I know Texas, obviously, big football state. Very into their football. They've always had some pretty good teams in both the collegiate level and at the non-collegiate, the pros. And they take it very seriously as, what's his name? As covered in the Varsity Blues. If you remember that one. I'm not basing only on that. I've watched a few shows about how football is treated in Texas. I am not a Texan, as you may be able to tell by how I talk. But, Texas maybe goes a little overboard with the football. Like I said, I don't mean to demean the sport because I think it's a fun sport to watch. Although, to be honest with you, I'll be very happy if my boy says he wants to play a different sport. Like if he doesn't want to play pro football, or not high school football. If he don't want to play football in high school and he says he'd like to play soccer, he'd like to play volleyball. Volleyball, it used to be known as kind of a girls' game when I was a kid, but That's not true anymore. It certainly isn't true in like a lot of other countries where it's considered a big sport. But yeah, if you want to play volleyball, if you wanted to play soccer, baseball, I'd be very happy if you want to play baseball. There's a sport that you usually don't get messed up in. But I think I would actively discourage him from playing high school football. I mean, heck, he's a teenager, and you could get really seriously hurt playing football. And why do that? For what? To what end? Because it's not like you're going to end up playing in the pros most likely. So it's not like your risk reward kind of matrix there is way off. Oh, good, they're punting. All right, a little scared there. Little scared. Because yeah, your reward is what? You get to play football, and maybe you don't get hurt. Now, I mean, yes, maybe you could be a pro, but it's like you might as well try to buy a bunch of lottery tickets, see if you can win the lottery. Not happening. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, football, I love to watch it, but I realize that it's probably, I don't know, something's got to change about it, because we heard about, and I told you I used to be a fan from the early 90s, and hearing about, like Junior Seau, who was a big-time ball player, great linebacker, that I used quite extensively in Tecmo Super Bowl and Super Tecmo Bowl, because I played with the Chargers for a challenge, at least in the first game, because they had Billy Joe Tolliver, and he was like, he'd throw these crazy moonshots. So I'd usually put Mark Vlasic in him instead. So in any case, where was I going with that? Oh, it's just, hearing about so many of these guys with these long-term problems. Like, I love the way the game's set up. I like its complex nature, the physicality. But the problem is that when the physicality becomes too much, you end up with these guys who play for a few years and end up with these broken bodies, to where they get, dementia in like their 40s and such. So, this is a very, I mean, I don't watch it anymore. Like I said, I'm not interested in it at all. Like I would be very happy if my boys said, you know what, I was thinking about playing pro football, stop saying pro football. I was thinking about going to the pros and get paid millions to play football, but I'm not going to do it. No, what I'm saying is, I would be happy if he didn't want to play professional or high school. If he didn't want to play football at all, how about that? He just didn't want to play football at all. I'd be cool with that. It would worry me if he did. I would actively discourage him. But I'm a big fan of team sports. I mean, you can't beat that. Basketball's a great game. Basketball's a great game. Baseball's a great. They're all great games. I just think your risk reward is skewed. You get hurt playing basketball, sure. You get beamed, playing baseball, no doubt about it. But playing football, whole new level of risk there. So after playing kind of shoddily in the beginning there with the Flow Riders, we're really kicking some serious tail. You like that? Kicking some serious butt. I'm on network TV. I remember you hear that a lot on the movies and that. They want to keep their PG rated. Kick some serious butt. I don't know if adults say that. I remember our basketball coach at junior high would say stuff like that. Like you could tell he wanted to curse, but he wouldn't curse, which I thought was pretty classy. I thought it was pretty classy because that's kind of a masculine type, tough guy environment. Hey, we're playing team sports, And he used to run the crap out of us in basketball. There was a lot of. I remember there's one kid, he used to throw up, not every practice, but very many, because the conditioning was such a big part. I think because everybody from my school was pretty short, so we needed to rely on our conditioning to beat the other teams, because we weren't going to be able to get them on height and power and that. But if we could wear them out, we'd be in good shape. So they were running us like dogs. And, it was pretty awesome. But I remember he would always, euphemism up his curse words. We'd always kick butt. The people were playing, they're a bunch of pussy cats. Like that I remember that one. You play like a bunch of pussy cats. Which I You know, even in junior high, I was like, I knew what he was doing. I knew what he's doing there. Of course, we knew that word. Uh, yeah. So, but you could tell he was really pissed if he let an ass slip or ass or what's the other word he would let slip. I don't think he ever let shit slip. Like, cause that was still pretty high on the taboo scale there. Say ass, or he would say damn. Like that was when you knew he was seriously pissed. Like he was not fooling around. Well, he was never fooling around. He was a serious dude. You didn't screw with him. Which, you know, that's kind of what you need for those team sports coaches. Yeah, I got him with the super tackle there. Sometimes that'll make him fumble. I haven't seen a fumble yet, though. I wonder if that's another thing that only happens in the pros in this game. Anyway, that sucked. 22-yard gain? F that. Sorry I've been going on so many tangents here. The game's going pretty swimmingly, though. We've got them by, 42 to zilch. It's like they don't have the score on here enough. They don't have the time on here enough. Oh, I had it. Nah, I didn't have it. Maybe I had it. I could have had it. Potential power, as opposed to kinetic. But yeah, you see these button combinations, I can actually pick the play without anybody seeing what I did, which works if you're playing two players at this game. My friends and I used to play two players at this, but it's a pretty complex game, and so obviously whoever owns the game is going to have a real advantage. Oh, there. Oh, double hooned off. Oh, gosh, dang it. That play should not have had 6 yards. I feel personally insulted when somebody does like a flea flicker or a double reverse and they get yards out of it. Like, I feel like I need to avenge myself for that. And they are getting dangerously close. They're almost in the red zone here, which is, for parking only. No, for the loading and unloading of passengers only. There's no stopping in the red zone. Uh-oh. Okay. Good. We stuffed that real nice. Guess that corner or outside linebacker blitz really worked to our advantage. Okay. So let's continue what we're doing here. And gosh darn it. Ah, son of a biscuit. Are you going to score on me? You better not, you jerk. You jerk. I don't want to let them score because I want to get a streak going where I don't let them score. Yeah, I know it's painfully petty. All right. Well, let's try something else. Safety blitz. No, safety blitz. 3-4 man. I think I do 3-4 man quite a bit. When I played this last. Who did I win the Super Bowl? Oh, with the Buccaneers. That's right. The first team I ever won the Super Bowl with was the Bears. I think because somebody told me that the Bears were really good in that game. Which I took to be like a fluke of the game because the Bears were not that good that year. I think they made the playoffs, but oh, jeez, I'm suck. That's also I'm suck at English. So the Bears were fairly good that year. No, they weren't fairly. They were. Oh yeah, no, that's the perfect way to say it. Charge right. They were fairly good that year. They weren't good. They were fairly good. So they made the playoffs. They get wild card. I think the Lions actually won the division. And yeah. Oh, flag on the play. Okay, what was it? Okay, so it was on me apparently, and it's now first down. Well, what was the penalty? What was the penalty? It didn't say. Oh well, that sucks. I didn't like that. So going with the old charge right, good. Yeah, charge right is pretty effective at stuffing whatever running they might try to do, and also creating a great amount of pressure on the quarterback there, which I'm a fan of. Let's hope we can stop them here. If they kick a field goal, I can block that just as easily as I can block the one thing. All right, so I'm going to try to get in here, get inside. Ooh, get him. Oh, gosh darn it to heck. All right, well, they got me. They got me, folks. I couldn't shut them out. Mea culpa. Those short passes really got me. All right, let's just go ahead and block this real quick. Yeah, you see that guy got free. He could have interfered with my ability to block the PAT, which would have been a problem. Anyway, they only scored 6 points, so I can tell myself that to make myself feel better that I was not able to shut them out, because that was really my heart's desire in this game. Now we've got a chance to run a 2-minute drill, get to the end zone. Only problem is I suck at offense. Anyway, what I was going to say is I feel very offended when anybody would pull a flea flicker on me and actually get yards off it. And so that goes also for Tecmo Super Bowl as well. That is times in this game or not this game, the other game, when I cheer an injury. Oh, there's no injuries, yeah, and there's no substitutions. That's another thing you've got at the NFL level. Okay, so I'm going to throw it down the middle here, and this should turn out real good. Okay, here comes the ball. Hey, I almost didn't catch that. You saw how long that took. That actually took quite a while. And my boys are bickering with each other, as you may be able to hear them in the background. Probably got to go yell at them in a minute, but I'm hoping to have this game end first, but they are severely, of course, trying my patience here. We're going to throw to this tight end right here. There we go. They're like fighting over something I think incredibly stupid. I think they're just fighting over their painting or drawing or something. Something their mom set them up with. And alright, we're going to do the same exact play one more time. You like that? I want to score really bad, obviously. I'm going to try my best to score here. And yeah, time is running out though. I could have called timeout, I suppose. But I mean, the time between... We'll throw it to this guy right here. Come on, Lamar Thomas, who you might be. Yes, Lamar Thomas, 22-yard touchdown reception. Way to go. Way to go, great teacher Onizuka. And now, like I said, I don't like anime that much. I'm not like one of those anime guys. So I'm going to try to pitch right, the sweep right. They're running, of course, the defend against the run, which they're going to do, but it's not going to help them. I just wanted to get to 50. Nice even number, you know what I mean? This is before he could do the 2-point conversion in the NFL, so that gets clipped out. I like that bit of realism they did. They did show some attention to detail. It's just the gameplay is kind of flawed here, and it's not as deep of an experience as you can do in Tecmo Super Bowl, like with a multiplayer season when I did with like the Rasmussen Memorial Cup, which I very much did enjoy. Yeah, demolishes. I like that. Hey. And that looks like Bo Jackson running away from the Cincinnati Bengals. I guess Bo Jackson was retired by then. Okay, hey, look, we're in the number 1 position. All right, Texas took a loss, and that moves them down to number 9. We're now tied for first, kind of, but not really tied for first, because we're number 1. Below us is Nebraska, Auburn. I think I'm going to play in Nebraska. I'm playing Nebraska for sure. I don't know about Auburn. University of Southern California, what is that? The University of Spoiled Children, it's been called. That's where that one girl went, who is the daughter of that lady who of Aunt Becky. What was her name? Olivia Jade? Yeah. She did these makeup tutorials and said how much she didn't like school and how much she liked to party. And then it turns out she bought her way into school. Woo! Yeah, she turned her comments off that channel. And for good reason. I mean, there's only so much that you can take. All right, so Oklahoma. I don't think I'm playing the Okies. I think I do play Colorado, North Dakota, and by that I mean Notre Dame. Iowa, don't play them. Who else do I play this on here? Texas Christian. I don't know who the hell that is. Probably some kind of Christian school. State of Pennsylvania, Penn State, Joe Pa. Which, that shit was going on during that time. So I'm very happy. All right, let me just go to this next screen and then we'll cut off the video. Defensive star will miss game due to poor grades. What is that, Bob Greasy? I don't know. See, that's a real old picture because look at the face guards there. So yeah, maybe it's Bob Greasy. I don't think he was number 2 though. But nice picture anyway. Yeah, very good digitized graphics here. And we're currently number 1 in the nation. All right, so everybody's happy. And we'll play 8 more games until we finish this damn season. Oh, tired of it already. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.